Go ahead.
So there was one comment, like those things that pop up, that said that a lot of women, which is true, a lot of women don't want to do a lot of the same hard labor work as jobs. But you shouldn't say all women, because I know that I myself, I've worked in construction, I've worked in the fields, and I've done exterior home renovations. So you can't really stigmatize it to all women.
You said a lot.
True.
Most women.
Yeah. So you didn't say all.
Did you not say all?
Wait, let me ask you a question. So you say you do construction, you're out in the fields, right? When you're on a construction site or doing a construction gig, what percentage are men?
Majority.
Okay, so most, would you say most then?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I mean, a lot of the women work behind the scenes, more of like in the office and stuff.
Like
Like in the company itself, there is still a lot of women that do work in the construction company, just not actively out like laying down the concrete.
That's not, you're not like actually doing the construction. If you are like the accountant.
But
No, I'm sure you were, but most women don't want those jobs. That's
Because they're not for women.
That is the joke of feminism. You can only have feminism when there's comfortable air-conditioned office jobs. You can't have feminism when it's like brutal physical labor. So this whole idea, women weren't allowed to work 200 years ago. Bruv, you wouldn't have wanted to work 200 fucking years ago. Work was like backbreaking.
But why denied the act? Like, why deny women from working, wanting to work?
Women really weren't even. If you wanted to, I suppose you could have worked.
But why the laws were made so
There
women
weren't laws.
could not?
There weren't laws.
There were.
There weren't laws.
What laws?
there were like women slaves building the pyramids and stuff too.
Who's physically stronger, men or women?
Technically men.
What do you mean
Physically
technically
men.
men?
Because so there are certain instances where, let's say you have a male. Males are born on average 35% more muscle mass than females straight out of the womb. That's just science. That's a fact, right?
Well, actually, hold on. Before puberty, I think there's actually, and I actually might be wrong on this, but my understanding is actually before puberty, like, I think it's pretty equal between boys and girls before puberty. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert.
There's still a muscle mass percentage difference
Am
in
I wrong,
the BMI.
Chad? I could be wrong.
Let's look it up.
I thought there wasn't a huge difference.
It's not. It's not until puberty, because that's when puberty starts. That's when testosterone starts to heighten, and then
There's still a
we develop
difference
muscle.
straight out of the womb, though.
I'm sure, but it's
Like
not
genetically,
muscle mass.
it is muscle. It's muscle. I'm pretty sure it's muscle mass or muscle capacity, but I do know that male babies are born straight out of the womb with more muscle mass than a female. But let's say that man specifically, let's say he doesn't work out all the time, or maybe he does moderately, right? If you have a woman, right, that's eating the correct diet, going to the gym every day, she's benching like 250. She's going to be stronger than that guy that's just working.
How many women bench 250?
I used to when I played football in high school.
You bench 250?
Dude,
I
look
did.
at her muscles.
I played D tackle on boys
That-
varsity football. It's
that
a
is-
baby now. I haven't worked out in years. Okay, I have not worked out in
Hey,
years.
well, first off, impressive. Good for you. You got guns.
But
No, but okay.
But you're like an outlier in that case if you can outbench some guy who
well, it came
never
from
goes to the gym.
like years of working out. Is what
Wait,
I'm saying.
how did-
Anyone can do it.
Oh,
It just
hell
takes
up.
dedication.
Wait, how did you play football? Did you go to like a school
Yeah, can
Did
you
I
pull-
go to a
wait, can you
school
pull your
where like
microphone?
women could play football?
Can you-
Oh yeah, in Southern California. Is it different here?
I was just wondering.
No,
if
it's-
Any
women can-
female can apply. Like
Yeah,
can try
women
out
can
for
do
Pull your
football.
mic.
Sorry.
No, pull your mic close to the edge. I think women are not barred from playing football, but the reality
They
is
just don't
it's
want
such
to.
a physically like intense sport that they're just not temperamentally drawn to it, and there's just certain like they're gonna get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
What position did you play?
I played D tackle and I was a starter.
Nice.
You paid.
D tackle and I was a starter.
Is that the defensive? Are you on the
Defensive end,
line?
yes. I was on the defensive line.
Okay.
I'm right next to the center.
Cool.
On defense?
Yeah, I played D tackle.
Did your team lose?
No, actually, I transferred from Tesoro High School, which was a D1 school, to Rancho Buena Vista, which was a D3 school. So I actually helped them bring up their standing.
JV or varsity?
It was JV, but I was a freshman.
Okay.
So
Sounds like affirmative action or some shit. I don't know.
I get really involved in stuff, and I like what I do. I like physical things. I like working out. I like being outdoors. I like doing construction. I like doing hard physical labor because it makes me feel good.
That's cool. Wait. But generally speaking, men are physically stronger than women.
They can be.
What do you mean they can be? They are.
They are. They
I'm
have
not saying
more-
that there's like...
They have more testosterone in their muscles, which allows them to become stronger and develop muscle mass easier.
It also
Yes.
depends on a lot of things because
I'm not
women can
saying-
still be as strong as men. It just takes work.
let me ask you a question.
Takes work.
No. Let me ask you a question. Using what you just said there, is the strongest woman, does any woman in the world have the capacity to be as strong as the strongest man in the world?
It depends
On what?
on
Here
a
we go
lot of
again.
factors. Well, okay, wait. Are we talking
go
about
to
like
them.
actually, or are we talking about just like hypothetically? Because like
Actually.
yeah,
Actually.
with steroids,
Nope.
and with intensive training
Nope.
and work,
Naturally.
naturally. Probably not. If they were both the strongest, but I do believe that there is a way to become stronger. Have we actually like even tested this?
I
Is there
cannot
actually
believe-
like knowledge based
2
on this
weeks
theory,
in a
on this
row,
thesis?
boys.
Yeah.
2 weeks. Wait, so you think? Okay, let me just ask the question one more time. Do you think that any woman in the world could be as strong as the strongest man in the world?
I guess technically no.
Don't walk it back.
I mean, well, okay, with steroids and a bunch of other stuff.
Okay, let's say there's a man on steroids and there's a woman on steroids. Who's going to be stronger?
Okay, then technically the man.
Actually, I would be prepared to argue that the strongest natural guy who's never taken steroids, he's going to be stronger than the woman who's pumped full of steroids. Even with that, what's the term? Even with that advantage, a woman on steroids, she's not even going to, even then, isn't going to be as strong as the strongest natural guy. So even if I concede to you that yes, we'll have a woman who's on steroids and have her compete against a guy who's just natural strength, no steroids, he's still gonna fucking scorch her in like various lifts. Certainly in a fight, he'll fuck her up.
I don't think with the while she's on, like, if he's not on steroids and she is, that might be a little different. But like if they're both like on equal playing ground, then yeah, he would beat her.
Even if she has this handicap of taking steroids, she's still not going to be stronger than him.
Where's your evidence?
What do you mean my evidence?
It hasn't been tested, so you know for a fact.
Look at natural bodybuilding. If you compare a male natural bodybuilder to a female steroid bodybuilder, just his physical size is going to be larger anyways. In addition, like if you probably look at their lifts, he probably lifts heavier.
Why don't you look up the world records for lifting with women versus men and look at the disparity?
Right now?
If
Oh
Brian,
my God.
Oh.
but if Brian allow you, but why don't you do that? Why don't you look at the disparity? Look at the female bench press record.
Well, that's what I was
and
planning
look
on
at the-
doing after the
look
show,
at the
'cause now
male
I
bench
actually
press
wanna
record
know.
and look at how much more the male's bench press record is world record than the woman's.
This is the plan.
You think that a woman on steroids,
But that's actually like not just steroids, but has actually like actively been training, been lifting for a majority of time, actively pushing herself to be stronger. She has the ability to.
She has the ability to be stronger than a portion of men.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But if you were to compare her to a guy who's not on steroids, who's been, I'm not even going to say training the same amount of time, but that would be the fair comparison. Just a guy who's been lifting for I don't know. I can't put it, I mean, this is very speculative. Let's just compare a guy who's been training for 10 years, not on steroids, versus a woman who's been training for 10 years on steroids, that guy's going to be able to lift more than she is.
That's how great the disparity is between our strengths.
Yeah, but it also depends on like that female's testosterone levels too, because
Doesn't matter.
You can still have XY chromosomes and have a higher testosterone spike and
Do
be
you know
able to
how much
have
more testosterone men have than women?
a bit, but there's also
A bit.
just
A bit. It's
I think you're
exponentially more.
grasping at this point.
It's exponentially more.
Wait, am I wrong? Like, don't just side with me because you like my podcast or whatever. A guy, let's say a guy who they're both like very serious about the gym, is a guy who's never taken steroids going to be stronger than a woman who takes steroids? They're training the same amount of time. Oh, we got Curtis.
Curtis_Leon donated $200. When women in combat roles was tested in the USMC, they did an experiment I witnessed. A WM who lifted weights tried to lift 2 artillery round, couldn't do it. A 170 pounds male private could do it.
okay, but was she like trained to do that? Like,
I mean-
was there like anything specific about that?
Anyways, what we're getting
Oh,
at
good
though
point, Curtis.
is that men tend to be stronger than women. Majority cases.
And it's not even close. It's not even close. This is ridiculous.